I'm Buzzy, the knowledge bug. Welcome to the airport. This is a very busy place. People coming and going, planes landing and taking off, helicopters, seaplanes, jet airplanes, hangars. There's so much to explore at the airport, so let's get going. There's a lot happening down there. Let's fly down and check it out. Cars are a handy way to get from one place to another. They come in lots of different shapes and colors. Some small cars can only carry 2 people. Big cars have room for several people. Cars can also carry luggage, groceries, or boxes in the trunk. Another word for car is automobile. There's a lot of activity going on at the terminal. This is where passengers find out when a flight is leaving or arriving, where they need to go to get on the right plane, and which way they should go to get their luggage. Passengers can also buy tickets, books, and magazines, and even meals inside the terminal. A sidewalk is a path that has been built for people so they can safely walk alongside a street or road. Sidewalks are usually made of cement, but can also be made of bricks or stones. Curb. When passengers are dropped off at the airport, it's handy to check in at curbside check-in. They can check their baggage so they don't have to carry it with them through the airport. They can also check in for their flight. Parking garages are big buildings with room to park many cars. They are usually built at airports and other busy places, such as shopping centers or near office buildings. The Airbus Industries A310 is a commercial jet. It is over 153 feet long from nose to tail and measures 144 feet from wingtip to wingtip. Its engines can run the plane as fast as 556 miles per hour, although for long trips it usually goes no faster than 515 miles per hour. The A310's cabin is big enough for 210 to 265 passengers, depending on how many seats are put in. A taxicab is a car that people must pay to ride in. Inside the taxicab is a special machine called a taximeter that keeps track of the cost of the ride. At the end of the ride, the passenger pays the driver the amount of money that shows on the taximeter. This is called the fare. Another word for taxicab is taxi. Fuel trucks are like portable gas stations for airplanes. When an airplane lands, the fuel truck drives to the plane and fills up the fuel tanks. This gives the plane plenty of fuel for its next flight. Next. Flight. This gives the plane plenty of fuel for its next flight. A bus takes people from place to place. It travels on roads, but it is bigger and longer than a car and has lots of seats inside. People pay money called a fare to ride the bus. Buses usually travel from one place to another at the same time along the same streets every day. This is called a bus route. Money. Seaplanes can be used as commuter planes. The Cessna single-engine seaplane has a propeller in its nose that can let the plane reach speeds up to 185 miles per hour. The plane measures 27 feet from nose to tail and over 35 feet from wingtip to wingtip. It has seats for up to 6 passengers. The Bell Jet Ranger 2 is a 5-passenger helicopter. Its fuselage measures about 31 feet. It doesn't have a wing-to-wing measurement because it doesn't have wings. But because of how far its long top rotor and small back rotor stick out, the Jet Ranger actually is over 38 feet long. Its rotor blades can move the helicopter through the air at speeds up to 134 miles an hour. A hangar is a place where airplanes are parked to be cleaned or repaired. Hangars are like great big garages for airplanes. A headset is a device that is held against the ear by a headband. It sends and receives telephone and radio messages. Workers in the tower use headsets to talk to the pilots as they fly in and out of the airport. Wearing the headset leaves the workers' hands free for other jobs. Helicopters fly with the help of blades or rotors that spin around. Helicopters are very good for doing many jobs, especially lifting and lowering things straight up and down. Helicopters can easily move heavy crates. They are also used to rescue people who are lost at sea, or stuck on a mountaintop, or in a flood. A chain-link fence is made of heavy steel wire. It is used to keep people and animals out of certain places. Since it is not solid, it's easy to see what's on the other side of the fence. The joystick lets the pilot control the pitch or tilt of the helicopter's rotor blades. By tilting the blades in different directions, the helicopter will go up, go down, or hover in one place. The joystick is also called the collective pitch control. Collective, pitch, control. The airspeed indicator is a dial that shows how fast the plane is flying through the air. Today's jetliners, or jet planes, can reach speeds of 580 miles per hour. The altimeter is an instrument that tells the pilot how high the plane is flying in the air. The height a plane flies is called its altitude. The pilot seat is where the pilot sits to operate the controls and fly the plane. Clouds are tiny drops of water or ice that stay together in the sky. The drops are so small that they aren't heavy enough to fall from the clouds. When they grow bigger and heavier, the drops fall as rain or snow. When water freezes around, falling snow, the snow turns into hail. Airplanes have been around for less than 100 years. The first planes were almost all made of cloth and wood. Today, planes are made of metal and plastic. Airplanes are heavier than air, but can fly because of their propellers or jet engines. Both jets and propeller planes are called airplanes. Planes have large wings and a long body called the fuselage. At the back of the plane is the tail, where the fin and the tail planes are. Chain link fence. Cloud. Altimeter. Airspeed indicator. Joystick. Headset. Pilot seat. Joystick. Pilot seat. Joystick. Joystick. Airspeed indicator.
Flight 55 to airport.
There are many different types of planes at an airport. Although there are smaller commuter planes for short trips, most passengers go to the airport to ride commercial jets. These planes can hold 100 or more people and can go hundreds or thousands of miles without having to get more fuel. Because of their size and the equipment they need when on the ground, commercial jets cannot land at small airports. A crate is a heavy-duty box made of long, thin wooden slats. Crates come in many sizes and are often used to hold big items, like furniture. The two runners on the sides of the helicopter are called skids. They let the pilot land smoothly on flat or bumpy surfaces. The rotor blades of a helicopter spin around or rotate to lift the helicopter into the air. Because the helicopter has rotor blades instead of wings, it can fly straight up into the air and can turn easily. Rotor blades allow helicopters to hover, which means they can stay in one place above the ground. Wind socks look like big socks. At the airport, they are attached to poles, and they wave through the air when the wind blows. Pilots and air traffic controllers watch the wind socks to see how hard the wind is blowing and from which direction. This helps them decide which runways are safest for takeoff and landing. A dock is a walkway that goes from the shore out over the water. Seaplanes park at the dock so that passengers can get on and off without getting wet. A dock is also called a wharf or a pier. A dock Suitcases are one type of luggage. A suitcase is used to hold clothes, shoes, books, toys, and other important things that people pack and take on trips. Unless very small, suitcases should be given to the person behind the ticket counter or at a curbside check-in instead of carried on the plane. Ducks are birds that can swim. They have webbed feet to help them swim and dive for food. Their bodies are covered with lots of soft feathers to keep them warm and dry when they swim in cold lakes and ponds. Ducks usually have large flat bills too, and short legs. We often call them both ducks, but really only the female is a duck. The male is called a drake. Float. The floats on the bottom of the seaplane keep it from sinking. They also make it possible to take off and land on water instead of a runway. The fuselage is the main body of the airplane. This is where the passengers sit and where suitcases, boxes, and packages are stored during the flight. Some airplanes use blades called propellers to move forward. The propellers are driven by an engine that makes them spin very quickly. The shape of the propeller is designed so that as it spins, it pulls the plane through the air. The wings on an airplane help it fly. When the airplane goes through the air flows over the wings and lifts the plane. Without wings, the air wouldn't be able to lift the plane up so it could fly. Spoiler, flap, aileron, slat, aileron. Oil drums store oil, which is used to lubricate or grease parts on the plane. Lubrication makes parts slippery, so they turn and slide easily. This makes them work better and last longer. Flaps are extensions of the airplane's wings. They are usually kept tucked into the wing during flight. During takeoff, they are extended by the pilot to help lift the plane into the air. When the pilot is ready to land, the flaps are used to slow the plane down. A spoiler is on the top surface of the wing. Spoilers are used to create drag, a force that slows down the plane while it's flying. A pilot would want to slow down the plane as the plane starts landing on the runway. When the spoilers are raised, the wind doesn't flow smoothly over the wing, and the plane can't fly as fast. The spoilers are lowered again when the pilot no longer needs to slow down the plane. The rear of the plane, called the tail, is made up of two sections. One section, the fin, stands straight up from the tail. The other, called the tailplane, extends from each side of the fin like a pair of small wings. The dumpster is a very large garbage can. The galley service truck puts all the garbage they take off the plane in here. When the garbage truck comes by, it only has to empty the dumpster instead of a lot of smaller containers. Fuel trucks are like portable gas stations for airplanes. When an airplane lands, the fuel truck drives to the plane and fills up the fuel tanks. This gives the plane plenty of fuel for its next flight. The fire truck is always ready in case there's an emergency at the airport. On board the truck is plenty of water and foam for putting out different kinds of fires. The truck also carries ladders, axes, and other special equipment. The firefighters at the airport work hard to put out fires and help people who are injured. Airplane. The McDonnell Douglas DC-10 is a commercial jet. It is over 181 feet long from nose to tail and measures 155 feet from wingtip to wingtip. Its engines can keep the plane flying as fast as 575 miles per hour. Depending on how the cabin seats are put in, the DC-10 can handle from 274 to 380 passengers.
Hey. Hey.
A mechanic is a person who has been trained to repair machines. At the airport, mechanics take good care of the airplanes to keep them flying safely. If an airplane part breaks or wears out, the mechanic knows how to replace it with a new part. By keeping the plane in tip-top shape, the mechanic makes sure that it will fly smoothly and safely. Scaffolding is used to help workers get to high places. Workers at the airport can climb up on the scaffolding to wash windows, paint, or do repair work on the plane. Stairs are made up of steps. By walking up each step in the stairs, people can go from one level to another. Mobile stairs are sometimes used at airports, so people can walk from the ground up to the airplane door. The stairs are then moved out of the way until they're needed again. The jet engine gives power to a jet plane so that it can move fast enough to take off into the sky and fly. Jet planes fly faster than other kinds of passenger planes. Like the windshield on a car or truck, the windshield on an airplane keeps wind, rain, and snow out of the cockpit. The tool chest is a handy place for the mechanic to store tools. Wrenches, screwdrivers, pliers, and socket sets are usually kept in a tool chest. With all the tools in a tool chest, they are easy to find the next time they are needed. Sometimes a tool chest is called a toolbox. Stairs are made up of steps. By walking up each step in the stairs, people can go from one level to another. Mobile stairs are sometimes used at airports, so people can walk from the ground up to the airplane door. The stairs are then moved out of the way until they're needed again. Mobile stairs. Fuselage. The fuselage is the main body of the airplane. This is where the passengers sit and where suitcases, boxes, and packages are stored during the flight. The cabin window lets passengers see outside the plane while they are flying. This way, they can see what it looks like flying high above the clouds. A winch is a machine that is cranked or turned to lift heavy loads. By turning a rope or chain around itself, it can lift much heavier objects than someone pulling on the rope could. Usually, one end of the chain connects to the winch and the other to a hook. With the hook attached, the winch can lift even big items and put them in place, like a heavy jet engine.
Oopsie. Oopsie daisy. Books are very popular to take along on airplane trips. That's because people have plenty of time to sit and read on their flight. Scary, funny, and even exciting stories can be found in books. Books are wonderful adventures to faraway places, and they can help people learn lots of fun new things. Seat belts keep drivers and passengers safe. Seat belts hold people in, close to their seat. This way, they can't fall out of their seats if there's a quick stop or an accident. A strut is a bar or rod used for support.
On an airplane, struts are connected to the wings to give them strength as the plane flies. Seat belts keep drivers and passengers safe. Seat belts hold people in, close to their seat. This way, they can't fall out of their seats if there's a quick stop or an accident. The pilot uses the control yoke to fly the plane. The control yoke is used to adjust the ailerons, tilting the plane to the right or left, and the elevators, which move the plane up or down. Yoke, yoke. The attitude director is an instrument that lets the pilot know if the plane is flying level with the ground. It shows that the plane is tilting to the left or right. It also shows that the plane is pitching, or pointing up toward the sky, or down toward the ground. Go ahead and type in your name, and I, Buzzy the Knowledge Bug, will keep track of your score as we play. Hey, let's play a game! Just pick one, and away we go! If you need any help, just ask me, Buzzy the Knowledge Bug. Do you want to play easy, medium, or hard? Hello there! Let's play Find It! First, I, Buzzy the Knowledge Bug, will choose something I know you can find back at the airport. Then we'll buzz back over there and take a look. Keep your eyes open, and when you find what you're looking for, just click on it. Here's your first... The marshaller signals directions to the pilot. This helps the pilot safely steer the big plane on the ground as he or she brings it to the gate. Pilots taxi or drive their airplane slowly along the taxiway in order to reach the runway. From the runway, airplanes take off and land. Narrow taxiways are sometimes called taxi strips. The wheels on the bottom of the plane are called the landing gear. They let the plane roll safely on the ground during takeoff and landing. Once the plane is in the air, the landing gear is raised into a well inside the plane. The gear is lowered again when the pilot is ready to land. Along the side of each runway are runway edge lights. The runway edge lights are placed all along the runway and shine on it. The lights help the pilot see the runway when it's dark, foggy, or in rain or snow. The escape chute is used to get passengers out of the plane quickly and safely in case of an emergency. The chute inflates or fills up with air, and the passengers slide down the chute to the ground below. The escape chute is
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Flight 715 to London. We hope you'll be having a pleasant flight with us today. We will be taking off soon, and I'd like to bring to your attention a few safety features of the Concorde. The Concorde has exits at the main entrance and in the rear and over the wings. To operate the doors, merely move the door latch and pull on the door. Before we take off, please make sure your seat belts are securely fastened about your waist. To adjust the seat belt, lift up on the flap and pull the belt or buckle. Once the pilot has turned off the seat belt sign, you may release the seat belt by pulling up on the flap. We request, however, that when you leave, you keep the seat belt on for safety. In the unlikely event of an emergency, oxygen masks will drop from the overhead compartment above your chair. Simply place the mask over your mouth and breathe normally. Put the elastic over your head and pull the ends tight to securely fasten it. Note that the bag may not inflate. This is normal. Passengers with small children should put on their own.
A seat is something that a person sits on. A chair is a type of seat. Benches and sofas are also kinds of seats. On an airplane, each passenger is assigned his or her own seat for the trip.
In the event of a water landing, your seat cushion may be used as a flotation device.
An overhead compartment in an airplane is used to hold small items like jackets, purses, and small suitcases. People must put these things in the overhead compartment to keep the aisles clear and to keep their things out of the way of other people. Flight attendants are the people in charge of taking care of the airplane passengers. Flight attendants know about safety on the plane, can answer passengers' questions about the flight, and help make passengers feel comfortable on their long trip. On some trips, flight attendants serve food and drinks to passengers. And drinks. Overhead compartment. The cabin light is just like a hallway light at home. It lights up the area below it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Flight 715 to London.
An aisle is a long, clear path where people can walk. In an airplane, the aisle runs from one end of the cabin to the other, so that the passengers and the people who work on the plane can walk easily and safely through the plane.
We hope you'll be having a pleasant flight with us today.
In. The magazine rack is a handy place to keep magazines on the airplane, so they're easy to find. The interphone is used by flight attendants during the flight. They can make announcements to the passengers. Talk to a flight attendant at the other end of the plane, or talk to the pilot. Newspaper. A magazine is a printed collection of pictures and stories on certain subjects that people are interested in. There are special magazines about sports, video games, nature, even flying. Some magazines are just for kids. Many airlines print their own magazines and put them in the seat pocket for passengers to read. These magazines usually have maps that show which cities the airline flies to. A newspaper is a printed collection of stories about the latest events. Most newspapers are daily, which means they come out once a day. People read newspapers to keep up to date about what is happening in their town and around the world. Some airlines give newspapers to their passengers. The papers can be folded and tucked into the seat pocket when they are not being read. The cockpit is the place in the airplane where the pilot and co-pilot sit to fly the plane. In the cockpit is the flight deck, a panel of dials, switches, and controls that are used to fly the plane. Cloud. The Concorde has a drop nose that is specially designed to cut through the air at high speeds. Since the Concorde flies faster than the speed of sound, this nose design is very important. The pilot lowers the nose when it is time to land, so he can see better. Attitude director. The throttle is like a gas pedal in a car. It controls the speed of the plane's engines. There are usually several levers, each one controlling a different engine. Each lever can be moved by hand, so the pilot can speed up or slow down each engine during takeoff, in flight, or when landing. The pilot uses the radio to talk to the air traffic controllers and other pilots flying nearby. The radio can also help the pilot navigate or stay on course by tracking radio signals from the ground. This radio is called the NAVCOM, which stands for Navigation and Communication. The pilot is the person who sits at the controls and flies the plane. It is the pilot's job to make sure the passengers and cargo arrive safely at the airport. Sometimes a pilot is helped by a second pilot called a co-pilot. An oxygen mask fits over the nose and mouth to help a person breathe. The mask is connected to a tube that carries oxygen. There is an oxygen mask for everyone on board an airplane. If the plane loses oxygen during an emergency, the mask drops down from the ceiling, ready to be strapped on by each passenger.
Battery.
Check.
A runway is a long strip of land used by airplanes when they land and take off at the airport. Runways are flat and smooth, so the planes can take off and land safely. Most runways have lights on either side so that planes can take off and land at night. Another word for runway is airstrip. The fin stands straight up from the top of the tail. It helps keep the plane stable and steady while it is flying. The rudder, which helps the pilot turn the plane to the left or right, is on the back of the fin.
Hi there. You like my plane?
Can. People often take their dogs with them on trips, even to the airport. When dogs or other animals travel by airplane, they ride in a special container called a pet carrier. This container keeps them safe and comfortable during the flight. The trunk is a roomy place in a car, usually in the back, for holding things. An extra tire, called a spare, is usually found in the trunk in case the car gets a flat tire. Luggage, boxes, shopping bags, and groceries are often carried in the trunk of a car. Shopping. Parking garages are big buildings with room to park many cars. They are usually built at airports and other busy places, such as shopping centers or near office buildings. You're playing the medium level of Find It. Look for this one where the air traffic controller works. Way to go! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Down below is a picture of the item. Now you have to go find it. The air traffic controller works in the airport's tower. This person tells the pilots when it's time to land or take off. By making sure the planes come in and go when it's their turn, the air traffic controller keeps the airport running smoothly and safely. The radar scope is the screen that shows other airplanes and thunderstorms that have been detected by the radar. Donuts are sweet ring-shaped treats eaten for breakfast or for a snack. They go well with a glass of cold milk. A chair is a type of seat with a back to lean against. Some chairs also have armrests on each side. Coffee is a drink made from coffee beans, the seeds of coffee plants. Coffee is a dark brown color, like the beans. Many grown-ups drink coffee. It is usually served hot, but can also be served iced or cold. A map is a drawing of an area that people use to find their way around. A map of a city shows where all of the streets are and which directions they go. Following a map is a good way to keep from getting lost in a new town. Binoculars have powerful pieces of glass called lenses. The lenses magnify things or make them look larger so that people can see objects that are far away. In the tower, the workers use binoculars to keep an eye on the airplanes as they fly in and out of the airport. The tower logbook is the official record book of what happens at the airport every day. Workers write down in the tower logbook which runways were used, who was in charge in the tower, what equipment was broken, and any emergencies that might have happened. Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Down below is a picture of the item. Now you have to go find it. Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Down below is a picture of the item. Now you have to go find it.
Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Way to go! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck!
Are these bags small enough to fit in the overhead compartment?
If not, you can check it with me.
Way to go! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Excellent! You found them all! Let's find more! Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Let's play! Everybody who parks in the parking lot at the airport has to pay a fee when they leave. And here's where they do it, at the toll booth. The toll booth is where the controls for the toll gate are. When people drive their cars into the parking garage, they are not charged any money. But at the exit of the garage is the toll gate and the toll booth. The parking attendant takes the toll payment for the time the car was parked inside. Then the parking attendant raises the toll gate and the car can exit the parking garage. The toll gate is where drivers stop to pay their toll. When the toll has been paid, the gate lifts up so the driver can go through. Pigeons are birds that are often found in parks and in parking lots. Pigeons make a cooing sound, have short legs, round little bodies, and they wobble when they walk. Pigeons prefer building their nests in protected areas, like under bridges, roofs, or inside buildings. The cash register is used to add up how much a customer buys. The cost of each item is entered into the cash register, and then a total comes up. This tells customers how much they must pay for the items they buy. The parking attendant helps customers as they leave the airport. The attendant operates the toll gate and collects money that must be paid for parking at the parking garage. They also give people directions to help them get around town. A curb is the edge of the sidewalk, where the sidewalk meets the street. Through. A long time ago, some people thought flying was just for the birds and bugs like me. Ha! What did they know? It's the helipad. This is where helicopters land at the airport. Helicopters don't need long runways like airplanes because they can take off straight up into the air, like me. There's sure a lot of controls in the inside of this helicopter. Wow! Now this seaplane has a talent that I don't have. Not only can it fly, it lands in the water. This is the hangar area. There's a lot going on down here. Planes are getting fixed in the hangars, and a fire truck stands by just in case there's a fire that needs putting out. Here we are inside the hangar. It looks like this plane is getting fixed and cleaned up. It looks like this 747 must have just landed. The marshaller, he's the guy with those flashlights, is guiding the plane to one of the jetways so the passengers can get off. The people who direct the airplanes from the control towers are called air traffic controllers. It's the runway where the planes take off and land. It looks pretty busy today. The Piper Chieftain commuter plane uses two propeller engines rather than jet engines. It measures over 34 feet from nose to tail and over 40 feet from wingtip to wingtip. Up to 10 passengers can fly through the air at speeds up to 240 miles an hour on the Chieftain. Baggage trailers are stacked with luggage to load onto the plane. When the plane lands at the next airport, the luggage will be unloaded from the plane back onto the baggage trailers. Then, the luggage is taken to the baggage claim area and returned to its owners. The fire truck is always ready in case there's an emergency at the airport. On board the truck is plenty of water and foam for putting out different kinds of fires. The truck also carries ladders, axes, and other special equipment. The firefighters at the airport work hard to put out fires and help people who are injured.
Check out this airplane. It's a Concorde jet, the fastest passenger airplane around. Here we are in the boarding area of the Concorde jet. Too bad we don't have tickets. I'm ready for a vacation. Would you take a look at this cockpit? There's more buttons, switches, and dials than I've ever seen in my life. I'm glad the pilots have it figured out, because I wouldn't have the foggiest idea how to fly this plane. This is where the passengers sit. That flight attendant in the back must be getting things ready for the takeoff. A lot goes on in the front of airports. People hurrying, cars driving. Sometimes it can be busier than a beehive. Well, curbside check-in. This is one place where passengers can check in their bags before their flights. An awning is a little roof, usually made of cloth that can be rolled up or down. Sometimes there are awnings over the curbside baggage check area at the airport. The awning shades the sidewalk by blocking the hot sun. It also protects the passengers and airport workers from rain and snow. When passengers are dropped off at the airport, it's handy to check in at curbside check-in. They can check their baggage so they don't have to carry it with them through the airport. They can also check in for their flight. Behind every airline ticket counter is the customer service agent. This person can sell tickets, check in luggage, arrange for seating, and look up information on other flights. Computers hold lots of information or data in their memory. People can put new information in a computer, organize it, save it, and find it again whenever they want. Computers are used in companies, in schools, and at home for work, fun, and learning. Games are especially fun to play on the computer. A skycap is a worker at the airport who helps passengers with their luggage. The skycap carries the luggage, puts a baggage ticket on it with a passenger's flight number, and makes sure it gets to the right airplane. A trunk is usually larger than a suitcase and has stiff, square sides. Like a suitcase or duffel bag, it's used to carry things while traveling. A duffel bag is a cloth suitcase shaped like a tube. Duffel bags come in all sizes, but most have a shoulder strap for easy carrying. Stones.
Are these bags small enough to fit in the overhead compartment?
If not,
Fire extinguishers are used to put out fires. They are portable, which means they can be moved easily from one place to another. Most fire extinguishers have special chemicals inside, which help put out or extinguish fires. A bird cage is a house for pet birds. A bird cage usually has a perch inside, which is for the bird to sit on. Some bird cages have swings, and some have mirrors too. Canaries, parakeets, cockatiels, and lovebirds are some pet birds that live in bird cages. A security camera is a special video camera that is used in an area that needs to be kept safe, like a parking garage. When there are many security cameras in different parts of the parking garage, a guard can look at the pictures from all of the cameras at once and be on the lookout for people who might need help.
Oh no! Come back, little birdie.
Welcome to the lobby of the airport. This is one busy place. Passengers can buy tickets and check in for their flights at the ticket counter. There's an escalator to the parking garage and to the concourse where people board the planes. Conveyor belts are used for moving things over a short distance. Since the ends of the belt are connected, it loops around and doesn't stop unless the power is shut off. At the airport, conveyor belts are used to move the luggage from the ground up to the plane. When the luggage is loaded, the conveyor can be moved out of the way, so the plane can take off safely. A conveyor belt also carries baggage through the X-ray machine and into the baggage claim area. Lockers are used to store small items like jackets, purses, wallets, or briefcases. Lockers always have a special place for a lock on their doors. This way, the items inside can be locked up and kept safe until they're needed again. The ticket counter is where passengers buy tickets to take a trip. Printed on the ticket is the name of the airline company, the flight number, the name of the city where the airplane will be landing, and the time the plane will leave the airport. Here, a customer service agent can help passengers choose where they want to sit on the plane and check their luggage. Posters are paper signs that give people information. Some posters have pretty pictures on them and are printed with lots of colors. Other posters just have words on them and are very plain. The reader board keeps passengers updated on all the flights. It shows which flights are arriving or coming in and if they're on time.
It also shows which flights are departing or leaving the airport. The clock lets people know what time it is. The clock has a face, which is the front of the clock with numbers on it, and hands, which are the long bars that point at the numbers. The big hand on the clock is the longest one, and it tells the minutes. The little hand lets us know the hour. When all of the luggage is unloaded from the airplane, it is sent to the baggage claim area. This is where the people come after their plane ride to get their luggage. Luggage that is unloaded from the airplane is sent to the baggage claim area, where it comes out on the carousel. The carousel is big enough to hold lots of luggage. The carousel slowly goes around in a circle, carrying the luggage past all of the people. This way, people can easily find their suitcases. Car keys, baby blankets, glasses, maps, books, and even teddy bears can be accidentally lost at the airport. If someone finds a teddy bear, they can turn it in, which means they give it to the worker at Lost and Found. If someone loses their teddy bear, they can go to Lost and Found to get it back.
How about this one? Huh? Yeah? Huh? Yeah? Huh? Huh? Yeah?
Oh my gracious goodness, no.
Lost and Found.
How about this one?
Car
Huh?
rental.
Yeah? Huh? Yeah? Huh? Huh? Yeah?
No, that's not mine.
This yours? Huh? Yeah? Huh? Yeah? Huh? Huh? Yeah?
Oh heavens, no.
This yours? Huh? Yeah? Huh? Yeah? Huh? Huh? Yeah?
Oh, I don't think so.
Baggage
How
from
about this
flight
one? Huh?
512
Yeah? Huh? Yeah?
will be
Huh?
on
Huh?
carousel
Oh
number
my
8.
gracious goodness, no.
First you preheat your oven to 425, then you mix all the ingredients in a large bowl.
8. 8.
Sit, Fifi, don't be a show.
And use 2 cups of flour. And then she said, oh, what's one or something? I don't know what.
Baggage from flight 214, now appearing on carousel number 3.
I got a white convertible with the dent in the back bumper. Oh, yeah, I think you'll like it. It's a great car, great car.
I want a 4-door sedan, please.
Okay, I got a flashy two-door sports car. It's tiny, but it's fast, man.
I need a very big car. I've got a dinner appointment with other businessmen.
Okay, I got this one. You'll like it. It's a purple convertible, yeah. This car can take you to the moon, man.
No, that won't do it all.
How about a motorcycle? Yeah, it's a big motorcycle. Well, maybe a sidecar. What do you think?
I want a 4-door sedan, please.
Well, how about a tricycle?
Don't you have something a little larger?
Okay, I got this one. You'll like it. It's a purple convertible, yeah. This car can take you to the moon, man.
I need a very big car. I've got a
Before anyone goes to the gate area where the airplanes are, they have to go through the security check. That's where the security officers, who are sometimes called pre-board screeners, make sure that no one is bringing anything dangerous on board.
Would the owner of a small purple car please come to the red cap counter?
Passengers continuing on from flight.
Border ropes are used to keep people out of certain places. The rope is a thick cord that is attached to 2 poles. It is portable, which means it can be moved easily from one place to another. Passengers and airplane crew members have to walk through a metal detector before they get on a plane. The metal detector is a machine that is used to find or detect metal weapons. When a person is carrying something metal, the machine makes a loud beep. Then the person has to step aside and empty his or her pockets. Sometimes house keys and coins are enough to make the machine beep. Passengers who carry luggage on board with them have to have it x-rayed first. Airports use x-ray machines to see what's inside each bag. The bags are checked to make sure no one brings a weapon or a bomb on board. A parcel is something that is wrapped and taken from one place to another. A parcel is also called a package. A pre-board screener or security guard makes sure everyone goes through the metal detector and puts their carry-on luggage through the x-ray machine on the way to the gate. They make sure that no one brings anything dangerous with them to the gate or on board the airplane. The view screen, or monitor, lets the security person check baggage as it travels through the x-ray machine. He or she can see what's in each bag by watching the screen.
Yummy! Peekaboo.
Here we are in the concourse. The concourse is where the gates are located. Each and every flight leaves from and arrives at an area called a gate, and that's where you see all those people waiting. Newsstand. The gate is the place in the terminal where passengers board or get on the plane. It is also where passengers on an arriving flight disembark or get off the plane. The newsstand is where newspapers and magazines are sold. Some newsstands also sell books and candy. Hey, it's the newsstand! You can buy all kinds of stuff here. Magazines, newspapers, books, postcards, souvenirs, even gum and candy. The clerk operates the cash register and runs the newsstand. People looking for a certain magazine or book can also ask the clerk for help. The postcard rack holds many different postcards. Many postcards have a picture on one side and a place to write messages on the other. Postcards are often mailed to friends, but people also get them so they can remember the places they've been to. The postcard rack allows customers to see all the postcards easily. A parcel is something that is wrapped and taken from. Carry-on baggage is any luggage or package that passengers carry with them onto the airplane. Sometimes passengers like to keep their baggage with them. If the baggage is small enough, they can carry it onto the plane. A wheelchair is a seat that is attached to two large wheels and one or two small wheels. When a person's legs don't work very well, it can be hard or even impossible to walk. Wheelchairs help people who have trouble walking get wherever they want to go. A ticket shows that the passenger has paid to take a trip on the airplane. Passengers must show their ticket to the flight attendant before they are allowed to get on the plane. The ticket is printed with the name of the airline, the flight number, the name of the city where the plane will be landing, and the time the plane is supposed to take off. The jetway is a covered ramp that goes from the gate to the airplane's hatch or door. When there's no jetway, passengers use stairs to board the plane. Airbus A310. Landing gear, plane door, jet engine, wing, tailplane, elevator. Elevators are movable flaps on the tail of the plane. The pilot uses them to control the airplane's pitch. The pitch is the up or down direction of the plane. When the elevators are raised, the plane tilts up and climbs higher in the air. When they are lowered, the plane points down and flies lower. The elevators are kept flat when the pilot wants to fly level with the ground. Here we are at the gate. This is where departing passengers wait before they get on the airplane. And it's also where the arriving passengers come when their plane lands.
Oh.
Barricades are used to keep people out of certain places. They are like fences, but they're portable, which means they can be moved around. Once the passengers are on board and the baggage is loaded, a vehicle called the push-out tug pushes the airplane away from the gate. Then the plane can taxi or roll slowly to the runway. The galley service truck delivers food and drinks to the plane for each flight. It also removes the dirty dishes and empty food containers from the flight before. This plane is getting ready to take off. That little yellow push-out tug is about to push it back from the gate. Looks like this plane's getting ready to move on out. Over there is the luggage waiting to go inside the cargo hatch. A pet carrier is like a little traveling house for pets. It has a solid floor for animals. Animal to rest on and is big enough to give them room to move around. Using a pet carrier is the safest way to take animals on a trip. When animals fly in an airplane, they must always be in a pet carrier. A baggage handler is a worker at the airport who makes sure the luggage gets to the same place as the passengers. The pusher moves the luggage onto the right conveyor belt, but the baggage handler takes the luggage from the conveyor belt and puts it on the baggage cart or into the underfloor stowage area on the plane. Underfloor containers. Underfloor containers are used to store cargo during a flight. They keep the cargo from sliding around while the plane is moving. Welcome to the cargo hold. Right now, we're in the belly of the airplane, below where all the passengers sit. This is where all the baggage goes. Whoa! This looks like Grand Central baggage. This is where the baggage goes before it's loaded onto the airplane, and where it's taken before it goes to baggage claim. Chalkboards are made from a smooth rock called slate. People write messages on the chalkboard with chalk, which comes from a soft powdery rock called limestone. The chalk can be erased easily, so chalkboards are sometimes called blackboards. People hold on to handrails when they walk on ramps and stairways,
so they do not trip or fall. Let's play another game! Hey! Let's color some pictures! Ready to play another game? Here at the ticket counter, the ticket agent sells tickets, checks people in for their flights, and checks in baggage. Is. Luggage checked in at the airport is given a baggage ticket with a barcode on it. The barcode has special symbols that say where the luggage should go. The scanner is a machine that reads the barcode to find out which airplane the luggage should be loaded onto. It sends the information to the pusher. Pusher. The pusher is a machine that pushes luggage onto the right conveyor belt so that all of the luggage from one flight ends up together. A device called the scanner reads the baggage ticket on each piece of luggage and tells the pusher where to send it. Backpacks are special bags that are made to be carried on a person's back. Books, extra clothes, and even a snack are often carried in a backpack. Backpacks usually have adjustable straps that fit over a person's shoulders. The door latch is used to open the door and to close and lock it. Wow! I fly for a living, and I wouldn't know where to begin with all these buttons and switches. That's why they put a pilot and co-pilot in charge, rather than a bug like me.
Huh?
The autopilot is an instrument that can be set by the pilot to automatically keep the plane flying in the right direction. This allows pilots to take a break from the controls and get up and stretch their legs during a long flight. A compass is an instrument used to show direction. On the face of the compass are printed 4 directions: north, south, east, and west. A pointer, called a needle, floats in a liquid inside the compass. The needle is magnetic, and it always points north. When you turn the compass so the needle lines up with north on the face, you can then see where south, east, and west are. Hey, here we are at the entrance to the plane, ready to board. I wonder where it's going. I hope someplace where they have a lot of bugs. Now that's my idea of a good vacation. All right, we're on the airplane. This is where the passengers sit. Each passenger has their own seat, their own tray table, and an area above their seat to store their carry-on baggage. Overhead compartment pillows. Pillows are soft cushions that passengers rest their heads on if they want to take a nap.
Blankets are fabric covers that people use to keep warm, usually when they're resting or sleeping. They come in many sizes, but most are a rectangular shape. Small blankets are kept on airplanes for passengers who get too cold. Tray tables on airplanes are attached to the back of the seats. A passenger can lower the tray and use it as a table. When the passenger is done with the tray, it can be raised back up out of the way. Here is the galley of the airplane. Galley is another word for kitchen. Flight attendants make coffee back here for the passengers. And on longer flights, they put the passengers' meals together back here. It's an awfully tiny place to have so much happening. A refrigerator keeps food and drinks cold. Keeping food in a refrigerator helps it stay fresh longer. Refrigerators come in many different sizes. Some refrigerators, like the ones in airplanes, are very small and can sit on top of or under a counter. Other refrigerators are as big as a room. Peanuts are not really nuts, but are part of the legume family, which includes beans and peas. Peanuts are a favorite snack served on airplanes. Beverage is another word for drink. On an airplane, flight attendants often serve beverages to the passengers. Many people choose juice, soda, milk, tea, or coffee as their beverage during the flight. A service trolley is a little cart on wheels that holds food and drinks. On an airplane, the flight attendant rolls the service trolley down the aisle and brings food and beverages to passengers. A passenger control unit is above each set of seats on an airplane. It has controls for turning on reading lights, adjusting the air from the air nozzle, and calling a flight attendant.
Uh-oh.
Ribbit.
Meal trays hold meals for the airplane passengers during long trips. Flight attendants offer meals to all the passengers during the flight, taking them from the service trolley. Preparing the meals on meal trays makes it easier to serve each passenger and to clean up after the meal. Microwave ovens cook food very fast. And because they are small, they are handy on an airplane. Microwave ovens are used to reheat food, thaw frozen food, boil water, and cook meals in a hurry. A cupboard is a place to store things. Cupboards have shelves and doors so that the things don't fall out when the plane moves. Cupboard. Cupboard. Cupboards. Cupboards. Have. Shelves. The air nozzles on a plane aim or direct air toward the passengers. They work like little fans or air conditioners. Each person can turn the air nozzle above his or her seat, letting just the right amount of cool air blow out. The restroom on an airplane is like a bathroom at home, but it usually doesn't have a shower or bathtub. The restroom has a sink, which is also called a wash bowl, for washing hands. It also has a toilet. Another word for restroom is lavatory. A sink is shaped like a big bowl. The faucet on top brings water to the sink, which people use for drinking and for cleaning things. Sinks are used for washing hands, shaving, brushing teeth, rinsing off food, washing dishes, and even washing clothes. The sink in an airplane is usually small and is usually just used for washing hands. Hey, knowledge buddy, let's play a game. How easy or how hard do you want the game to be? Oh boy, let's play What Is It? Match the picture to the answers on the right. Good luck. See if you can tell me what this is. Yes, indeedy. You're pretty good at this. That's right. Good job. Good job. Right you are! What do you think this is? Yep, you're doing great! Super duper job! Well done! Do you want to play another game? Let's see if you can get the right colored luggage to drop into its matching bin. I don't know about you, but this doesn't look so easy to me.
Do you want to play? Are you ready for some trivia? Not only do knowledge bugs like to answer questions, we love to ask them too. That's how we get to learn so much great stuff. So now, I'm going to ask you some questions, and you can tell me the answers. Good luck! Excellent! Super! Super! Bingo! How about this? Yes! Super! How about this? Super! Good answer! Let's go ahead and... What do you call the flaps on an airplane wing? 100% right! You got it! The answer is the nose of the plane. Try this question. How about this? Super! Good answer! You got it!
one. Bingo! Do you want to